Yo, I'm actually just trying to find a reason to use my mic, but uh, I'm bored. I couldn't sleep, and I figured maybe we can hang out and tell stories as to why we started our server. So I'll start with mine. Uh, so I'm Savior Francis, and I just started my server maybe like 2 months ago. Uh, so the reason I got into starting a server was because I was bored. I was bored one day and I felt like, and I was craving. I was craving to scratch that itch playing MU. The last server that I played was a season 13 server last year. It's called MMOMU. I played it for 3 months and I dropped like $500 US dollars on it. And then one day, it just shut down. Like zero communication from the admin and staff. Just like that, my money's gone. So I was so pissed. And then a year later, I was craving to play some MU, and then I didn't feel like investing money in items and playing and time on another server because I was afraid that it's just gonna shut down. So I'm like, hey, maybe I can just start a new server, my own server, host it on my own computer. So I did that, and I just downloaded free files I found online from Rage Zone, MU, and other sites. The first free files that I used was season 9, but it was glitchy as fuck. Like my character was zoomed in and I couldn't zoom out, and a lot of the feature wasn't working. So I googled and googled, and then I came across EMUMU. It was season 12, and they were really cheap. They were charging $20, 25 US dollars to get license, and I thought I was paying for a legitimate license file, season 12. And then so I tried it. I paid the installation fee, and they didn't. I didn't know how to install the server, so I had to go with their installation service. But the condition to get their installation service was that you need to get VPS hosting. They don't install server files on your private computer for some reason. So I did that. I purchased a VPS server for like, it was really cheap, like $12. It was a good specs too. It had 4 cores, 8 gigs of RAM, NVMe SSD, 160 gig, and then it has 2 gigabytes of bandwidth. So it was good for a while. Uh, and then so I was playing alone on my season 12 server, and then I figured, hey, why don't I share this with people, and then I get people to play with me. So people started playing. I think it started with 5 players, and I was just playing with them. I offered them starter sets, lucky sets, and then there's more people that join. I keep posting it on Facebook. This is before I started doing paid ads. So I posted it on Facebook. I looked up MU groups online, Facebook groups, and I started sharing my website. Oh, I also had to purchase a website when I started my server. So I think eventually I got 30 people online, but obviously it's not really 30 people because some of them were playing with five accounts, at the same time. So it looks like there's 30 people online. I think realistically I had 15 players, and then I started, and then I fixed my website on my own. I was figuring out shit on my own. The server was down like every other day because I was breaking shit left and right. It was so funny one time. People were complaining it was too hard to finish the third class quest because they couldn't kill the dark elf. So what I did was nerf the HP and defense of the dark elf, but then somehow I glitched it. I fucked up, and it ended up being one hit kill for the Dark Elf. And then somehow it got applied to every monster. Everyone was killing all monsters with one hit. So I had to restore backup and delete all my current configuration and restore from scratch. And so I started fixing my website. I was messing around with it. I did see a PayPal donate option, so I tinkered with that. And then I was surprised that someone actually donated, starting buying Wii coins. That was so funny. And then I figured, hey, if people are gonna be donating, I might as well spend it on more stuff for the server. So I started messing with Facebook ads, and then that got me a couple more players. I think that worked the best, but I overdid it. I was doing like 3 ads a day, and I didn't know Facebook had a set of rules that you have to follow, like no foul language on your ads, blah blah blah, no spamming. But I never read the rules, and eventually my ads account got banned, and it's still banned up to this day. I'm waiting to them to unsuspend it. So yeah, I was starting to get more people, and then they were starting to find more bugs and glitches in my paid license season 12 server. So I kept looking for more people to play with. I found this group called MU Online Advertising or something. And then it was really helpful. I found this group. It was really helpful. I was asking about a bunch of questions because I was doing everything on my own. And then I learned about IGCN. I looked them up. They look pretty expensive, but it looks legitimate. And so far, I'm happy with their files and their support. So I purchased IGCN, and goddamn, that's just so expensive. It was, and then you have to pay on top of the down payment, which is €500. You have to pay €55 a month. So I'm still paying that now. And then I had to upgrade my server to a DDoS protected server because I learned about how people they DDoS each other's servers, and I didn't want to be a victim of that. So I did upgrade to OVH, and now we're running. So we started with four cores and 8 gigs of RAM. Now we're running dedicated 8 cores with 64 gigs of RAM and 2 terabyte NVMe SSD. It's a little bit overkill for the number of players I have. Right now I'm peaking 200 players online, and yeah, and then a lot of things that I like about IGCN is their files are good. There's less bugs. There's less misconfigurations in the file. But one thing that I really dislike about them is you have to pay for they nickel and dime you. Every single feature you have to pay for. Like the off-level plugin. That simple plugin for your players to be able to level up without actually being online. It costs €195. Like, what the hell? And there's a lot of other shit that they charge you for. Like, if you want to edit your stuff, like your Cash App, you gotta pay for premium tools, which is another €100. And also you had to pay for a launcher, which is another €100. So I'm paying that. And then I noticed people started hacking. I love the Vietnamese people. I'm sorry if I'm calling out a specific group of people, but I know some of the Filipinos were also hacking too. So I figured, shit, I gotta invest in a dedicated anti-hack. So I was looking at options too, and then I ended up deciding on one. And boy, that was a headache too. I think my server was down for almost 2 days trying to make that anti-hack work because it was all kinds of glitchy. It was misdetecting a lot of programs running on the background as hack, and it keeps killing the client. So yeah, here I am, season 15, and almost 200 players online, and I'm about to drop some paid ads through YouTube. Oh, I paid some rappers to make a song about our server. So I ordered one English rap. I wasn't very happy with that. I had them revise it 3 times. So at the end of the product, the last revision, I still wasn't happy yet. But I was pretty happy with the Filipino rap. That shit's amazing. It's so hype, and they only took a day to make that song. So pretty mind blown. Uh, yeah. So I want to hear about why you started your server, how you're doing. What do you see your server in the long run? I haven't even answered that question. For me, I don't really. It's not. It's not. I know I say this a lot. I'm not here to profit. I'm actually legitimately enjoying running the server. Interacting with people. You know, it's fun. It's a lot of fun for me. Every time I get donations, I actually put it towards paying for more features for the server, like paying for ads. I actually have 2 devs working with me, helping me run the server. I pretty much don't do anything nowadays. I just mess around, go online, host events, mess with people on social media, and that's about it. Yeah, so I want to hear what about your server. How are you doing? And what are you hoping to achieve? All right, guys. Talk to you later.